biggest names in football have gathered to analyse, argue, adjudicate and articulate on the World of Sport Westpac Footy Panel. Introducing Richmond's 310-game living legend, Captain Bloodjack Dyer, a premiership captain and coach who's broken more than the big stories over the last 50 years. His sparring partner from Collingwood, the game's only multimedia mega rover, a 250-game veteran and premiership captain, Lou Richards. He was christened Peter Patrick Pius Paul, but to all he's Crackers Keenan. His career spanned 213 games with Melbourne, North and Essendon, and can well have been more, but for the odd rush of blood. Over 237 games, the Swans' longest-serving captain, Bobby Skilton, earned the respect of both friends and foe with his skill and courage. He backs his judgment with 3 Brownlow medals. In 193 games, Peter McKenna kicked his way into the history books with 873 goals, the 4th largest tally ever. He was renowned for his accuracy, a boast that still applies. From vigorous pupil to master ruckman, that was the path Sam Newman took over 303 games with Geelong. The white boots and blonde tips added colour to one of the most competitive big men in the game. The Geelong flyer, Bob Davis, helped change the face of football as premiership coach of the Cats after a brilliant career that saw him play 188 games and win all Australian selection. And in 1984, we introduced the longest-serving player in league history, Richmond's 403-game champ, Kevin Bartlett, a man more than capable of matching wits with the greats of the past. Once again, these men will cast votes for the $15,000 World of Sport Adidas Award, the richest in football, with $10,000 to the winner, $3,000 to the runner-up, and $2,000 to the third. Carlton, one of the world's greatest brewers, are proud to award $2,000 to the 1984 Brownlow medalist. And from Canberra TV, an AWA 22-inch Thorn colour TV set and a Thorn video cassette recorder to the Coach of the Year. The most illustrious names, the biggest prizes on the World of Sport Westpac Footy Panel.
But there's another player not doing too well in the centre, that's Rioli, and that's one of the prime reasons why they're not winning so much or going so well.
Crackers.
He was the creator, but he's not creating any longer.
Louis, would you dump him and put him in the second?
Well, I would never dump Maurice Rioli because you don't dump champions, but I think something's got to be done about it because he's not playing well enough.
Well, he should be put in the game more. He showed
That's
in the
why
last
they played
quarter.
him half forward today, which was ridiculous.
They should let him be a ruck rover or a rover.
But we're blaming those 3 guys all the time. He's wearing the famous number 17, Jack, and at the moment he's not living up to it.
Bob Davis said that he didn't think Leon Baker would make a great deal of difference to Essendon. And today I believe he performed pretty well once again.
It's a nice message.
Leon Baker is an extremely good player and had to jump on the plane tonight to go back to play for Western Australia on Tuesday. And I still do not know how good Leon Baker will be under real pressure. Fitzroy did not apply any pressure today.
In the big game.
Unfortunately, Leon Baker himself admitted today that he has put in 2 shockers and he is pleased. And real good players do not put in shockers consistently.
Now, we haven't heard from Jack Dyer yet. Is that because you're still getting over Richmond, Jack, or what is the problem?
Don't worry about
just
it,
a shock. Bobby, you're talking about there might be a premiership side, but don't you think they do too much work and get nowhere resting at the same time?
They do muck around a lot, Jack, and I'm talking of some of their so-called stars. Timmy Watson, Merv Nagel, Glenn Hawker. They like to treat it like basketball at times and handball this way.
Well, where do you think they've improved them, Bob? You've said they're going to be premiers.
I didn't say they were going to be premiers, Jack.
You said they're going to be reversed.
I didn't say it would be reversed. I said it would be a far different effort than from last year.
Mark of the Day is brought to you by Nissan, who proudly present $100 to the World of Sport Mark of the Day. And at the end of season 84, a sensational Nissan Bluebird TRX. Only if you're ready for the World of Sport Mark of the Year.
And let's have a look at some marks now. Firstly from Hawthorn, Michael Tuck. Now Jim Jess of Richmond.
Jess, he's got the mark. And there's jumping Jimmy Jess.
Michael Roach of Richmond.
Got his hands, but he's got the mark. Great mark to Roach.
For Hawthorn, Robert Dippier Domenico.
Dippy does it with a one hand.
Still with Hawthorn, Chris Mew.
There he is, the ever-reliable Mew.
His teammate Peter Curran.
Down towards centre wing. Geez, playing a game and a half, Peter Curran.
Richmond's John Manton.
Dangerous one, but Manton's grabbed it.
To Windy Hill, Paul van der Haar. Fitzroy's Gary Pert.
Good mark. Lovely mark to Gary Pert. Pert from behind.
Second one from Gary Pert.
Mark to Gary Pert.
Michael Reeves of Fitzroy. Simon Madden of Essendon.
And a mark should have been paid to Madden. Yes, it will be.
And Michael Reeves of Fitzroy.
Instead of being in that pack and over the back, a great mark taken by
Heading up our panel, Lou Richards. Gentlemen?
Not the greatest mark in the world, Bob Davis, but what did you think about the marks there tonight?
Well, I thought they were some excellent marks, Lou, and the ones that I picked out were Deepier Domenico, Curran, Van der Haar, Pert, but the last one of Reeves I thought was magnificent.
And you, the gentle giant in your white boots, who do you think was the best mark?
Well, I had Michael Tuck and John Manton from Richmond, but I did think Reeves' second mark for Fitzroy was by far the best.
Well,
Who did
once
you think?
again, Sam, you are right, and so are you, Bob. Michael Reeves is our mark of the day, and of course, it was a sensational mark, and he wins the prize from Nissan. Now we see Michael Reeves in action, coming at the back of the pack, eyes on the ball, falls to the ground heavily, but that's a great mark, and of course, Michael Reeves will be very proud of that one.
Here's yet another beauty from Valentine. Valentine nut and fruit selections. Fruit and nuts, chocolate sultanas, roasted almonds, and roasted peanuts. And they're all richly coated with milk or dark chocolate, genuine Valentine chocolate, the very best. There they are, you can see them, and you can buy them. Traditional favourites, Valentine nut and fruit selection. Perfect for people who just love the taste of real chocolate.